Welcome back, guys. We're going to go over some sound effects today, and sound effects is really a massive area. Now that I think about it, it really needs to be broken down in several parts. Let me think about how I can make this happen to make it the easiest way possible. You know what? I'm going to flip the screen around so that I can talk to you. Hold on just a second. Yeah, you'll have to forgive me for the quality. All right, so when I talk about sound effects, it's a really big area, and I'm going to try to make this as simplistic as I possibly can in the fact that I'm going to break it down in 3 major categories. Okay, and again, I'm going to keep this for beginner level, but I think there's certain things that a beginner needs to know. Okay, so the first part is going to be adjusting and fixing the sound that you already have. So like your voice, if there's a weird buzz in the background, something like that, how to kind of get rid of some of that stuff. Again, you want to get good audio to begin with, but this could possibly help in that area. Number 2 is the effects that are a little gimmicky. They're kind of in the effects panel where the video effects are. You can make yourself sound like an alien or add some echo, and some of those are pretty valid. You can do some adjustments with those. They're not too bad. Again, you know, these could go more advanced, but I'm going to show you where they are and what to do. What you do with them is up to you. And then lastly, where the actual sound effects are, like where, you know, there's a clanking noise in the background, a crowd of people, maybe footsteps, dogs barking, dinosaur wail, whatever you need, I don't know. And then also the jingles and the music and stuff like that that's royalty free that you can use. And I think those are important for beginner because they all could be used in some way, shape, or form. And at least knowing where they're at also will assist you when you get better at Final Cut. All right, again, sorry about the quality of this video. This is just my webcam. All right, let's flip this thing back around. As I'm breaking this down into 3 areas, the first one that I mentioned to you was adjusting and fixing some of the audio problems within the audio that you already have. So I'm going to choose a clip. In that clip, we have some odd background noise, and I'm going to see if I can get rid of it. There's really no guarantee with this. The best thing you can do is get good audio when you're there, but you might be able to adjust a little bit of it out.
So today's moving day, taking Destiny to Austin for hopefully the last time.
So hopefully you can hear that in the background back there, that little kind of the cars and traffic. And you know, again, there's no guarantee I can get rid of this, but I might be able to get rid of some of it. So the first thing you want to do is on your video, put your playhead over the video, go up here in the top right, and there's a little sound icon. And you can go down here where there's equalization, pan, things like that. And one of the things I think is really important other than just the volume is you can go right here to audio analysis, okay? And there's a little magic wand, and we can see if that can do some good. Let's click on it and see. Actually, I can show you everything, and let me click on it and see. All right, so it's going to do some automatic stuff. Let's see if that did anything worth keeping.
All right, so today's moving day, taking Destiny to Austin for hopefully the last time.
Okay, so it kind of adjusted a few levels. Now, we haven't removed anything or done anything too crazy yet. Let me click out of here. Allow us to really look in there a little bit. And let me bring this down some just so you can kind of see some of the effects. I don't want me over 100, so there we go. All right, so we can scroll up and down. So we can try some noise removal, and we can just see if that'll do anything.
So today's moving day, taking Destiny to Austin for hopefully the last time.
I think that did get rid of some of that background noise. It wasn't a tremendous amount, but it was a little bit. I really hate to go too far. If you go too far and really crank it up, let's go to 100, let's get rid of all that background noise.
So today's moving day, taking Destiny to Austin for hopefully the last time.
Okay, so there was basically absolutely no traffic in the background, but it also took some of my voice out, and so let's try 70 and see how that works, if that makes a little difference.
All right, so today's moving day, taking Destiny to Austin for hopefully the last time.
Okay, so not too bad. Again, you just want to be careful with this. You can also go in and add some hum removal and some other things and change your frequencies. I'm going to click off that because I don't think it's
Austin.
Having that background noise, I think really adds to that part of the video. I'm trying to see if I have anything with a hum here.
Like expanding my horizon.
That's pretty rough. We can try the hum just to let you know, but I mean, it's really like when there's a refrigerator or something in the background, it can kind of get rid of that frequency to a point. Actually, let me click on this one. And then on this one, I'm going to run the magic wand again. Okay, I'm going to get, oh, it automatically muted some noise without me telling it to.
Expanding my horizon.
That's what I was talking about. I said that kind of sounds like I'm underwater.
Expanding my horizon.
So you kind of don't want it. You don't want that to happen. Go here to hum removal and see if that makes a little bit of a difference.
Expanding my horizons.
See, that one makes it sound tinny too. You got to be careful with those. They're there, but make sure that you've, and see, it's telling me that I really need this noise removal. I don't think I need 50%. So let me bring that down 25.
Expanding my horizons. I like doing things that could help.
Anyway, so it's just one of those things that's hit or miss. You can play around with it. It's there, and you can also adjust an EQ for voice enhanced, music enhanced, depending on what you're putting in there. I usually just leave it flat and then do my own adjustments where I need to. But again, I try to do a really good job of getting solid, good audio within my mix to begin with. So it's something that's acceptable. This was just on my phone, and so it's not the best audio, but for a vlog, it's not that big of a deal. If it was for a film, I for sure would not be using that, but for just a vlog, yeah, it's perfectly acceptable. It's all about the story and a little less about the technical aspects of it. All right, so here's the next part. Just like we went down here for effects in the effects panel, we click right here on this one. And we have all these video effects, and I showed you these earlier, but if you keep going, you have audio effects as well. And some of those are kind of neat to put in there. So there's some here that are, hold on, let me get rid of that, that are distortion. And so you can make it sound like a car radio, some kind of low-tech shortwave radio. You can change it to echo. I've used these for a couple things. If we could turn our sound back on here, we can kind of test those. It's one of those things we turned off earlier that was super annoying, but I'm gonna turn it back on now. And now, let me click over here to this one. This one might be funnier, actually. Listening to me instead of her. Let's go back to this distortion with shortwave radio. All right, and so these are just kind of fun to play with. The main thing you need to look at, though, so for an example on this echo, we could go down here to, or go up here to echo delay. That could sound kind of neat. So let me put it in here. Let's echo this.
Moving day, taking Destiny to Austin for hopefully the last.
Could have a dream sequence. All right, so the same thing. I drop that in. I can turn that up or down. So there it is. It's in the effects, and I could. That's amounts at 20 right now. I can crank it up.
It's moving day, taking Destiny to Austin for hopefully the last.
I could also go in here and change the delay a little bit. It's just basic delay.
Destiny to Austin.
Oh, that's trippy right there. I don't know about that. I like that 0.3 second. All right. Well, that's there. You can, go in. Most of these you can go in and actually adjust where you want to use them. There's some down here that are just for voices, and it could change your pitch. This is one of my favorites. Let me get rid of this one. Remember, you can click in here and hit the delete button and get rid of them. One of my favorites is this robot. I don't know why. I just think it's funny. Okay, and then I go over here and just average robot, basic, and then Android. So
taking Destiny to Austin.
That sounds like it puts the lotion on its skin. Let's see what this one is.
Taking Destiny to Austin.
And then you can go in here and click on these and really change the transformer. Again, some of this stuff's technical. You might not want to mess with it that much. You just want to use what you have. Sounds like if you're going to make one of those Scream movies or something and you need to change the voice, that would probably work. Let's see, Android. I don't know what I'm cranking here. I'm just going to crank random things because I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing. Okay, well, so much for that one. Let me click out of there, and that's an odd one. Again, transformer, we drop it in, and
so today's moving day.
I think that sounds a lot like the robot. I don't know. Anyway, so those are there, and you can put them in. You can adjust them. You can, you can even adjust for a room. Like it sounds like a small room. We just put this in here, and oh, maybe it's locking up on me. All right.
So today's moving day, taking Destiny to Austin for hopefully.
Anyway, again, these are kind of hit or miss as well. Might not be something you want to use, but if you wanted to play around with it, it's definitely fun. Depending on what kind of movie you're making, you might actually work out for you. We recently used them in a movie for the school, and they worked really great with the echo. This next part's really fun. This is one of those parts I really like. The sound has been recently moved up here to your browser area, and so I can go in here where the little music note is, and I can browse. And what I like to do is it has GarageBand, which I don't use GarageBand on this computer, but right down here to sound effects. So click here, bring that up, go down to sound effects, and it's got a lot of them. You can go through here and just randomly click some of these. That was loud. Let me turn this down a little bit. Yeah, that'll be better. All right, and right up here in effects, and you can tell there's a lot of different areas that you can look through. I just click all effects sometimes, and then I can search. So maybe that I want a dog. Okay, and so dogma apparently. Here's dogs barking. You can search through and get steps. Maybe somebody's walking. Footsteps. There you go. Okay. And then, I mean, I've got quite a few in here that's like hard footsteps, hard concrete. There's different types of footsteps in here. There's just a lot of stuff, and it's just part of this package. Another thing that you can do is search this way, and where you actually go in through here and like, okay, so I want some booms. Here's a booming reverse. Okay, it's a slamming lid. I've used this one a lot. I like that slamming lid. I don't know why, but I really like. I put it on in my vlogs. A synth sound. Okay, much like we did with this music, which I'm just going to delete that for now. Maybe for a transition or something like that, we would want to put some kind of a volcano erupting. Never listened to that one. Alien Impact, 6 seconds. Sounds a little creepy. I don't know. Anyway, and Foley is like random stuff that would be around the house. Bubbles. That's funny. Okay, so all you got to do is grab either you can choose here like we did with the video stuff, where you can do the I and the O for in and out. You can click and drag. You just want a part of it, or you can just grab the thing right here and drag it the whole thing down. Drop it off and cut the old-fashioned way. So maybe on this we want. That's pretty awful, actually. Okay, but you can grab the corners. You can use the blade tool. It's very simple. It works just like everything else we've been doing, so it's really, really handy. The other thing that I really like is that there's a lot of sounds, and the fact that like jingles and things, and so they have some music here. This is one that I've used before, and there are different levels. There's short, medium, long. So maybe if you know it's just going to be a short thing, then you can just grab the shorter one. So if it's going to be a little longer, or you can cut these yourself. It's up to you, but something might just save you some time. So drag that down. This one might be an interesting one for this. That almost worked out. That was a slow trip to Austin that time. I go in here and cut that out, and maybe I fade it in or fade it out, or however I want to do, like we learned earlier. Play around in here, look around at some of these sound effects and jingles and things like that. Make sure if you're searching that you go to the top one. That way you have a better chance of finding what you're looking for, or it just says effects. Again, these are coming from the iLife sound package and from the Final Cut Pro package. Hopefully you have all those installed on your computer. I'm sure you will. I think that's probably good enough for a beginner on sound effects. Hope you can use this, and stick around for the next video where we're finally getting to titles. Man, those things aren't very hard to do either. All right, check out the next video.